Alright, I am back, the new Destiny 2 video, and as you can see, I've got something weird in my hand. This is the new Vex exotic Vexcalibur. A secret mission launched today. I was literally about to make a video about all the stuff that happened today, which was not very much stuff. You just get a new Defiance battleground on the Cosmodrome, and then there is a new Vex mission here that is not a time trial. It's like a new kind of fortress storming mission. It's almost a strike. But the main draw is the secret mission that you get by going to the Gulch. You kill some Vex cubes, or you just follow a bunch of people around to get to a secret location with a blue-eyed harpy that I think some of us will recognize. And then after that, you will run a really, really good exotic mission. Mild spoilers, I'm not running the mission in this video, obviously, but my new task is to kill Vex with this thing, so I'm going to be doing that. Just so you can see the full thing here. It's pretty cool. I like it. The idea is that you are being led through the Vex network by none other than Ashen Mir. He does not necessarily speak to you. It's Mithrax talking to you, and yet you see little images of Ashen Mir as a hologram all over the place, and it's definitely Ashen Mir. So the resulting mission is a combination of some amount of jumping, but a good amount of solid combat, where one of the main mechanics is that you have to input these patterns into Vex confluxes. There'll be a conflux, and then there'll be a square, triangle, and a diamond. You will be asked to input a specific pattern based on those. Ooh, this is what kind of projectile? It's like a triple projectile, I think. Ow. And then you will be having Vex spawn and kill you as you do this. I soloed this. I don't know if I'd recommend soloing it. It was a little difficult solo. Definitely, I didn't really know what I was getting into, but I was 1800 power, and it doesn't have you be crazy under-leveled or anything. Whoa, that was bad. So it's definitely possible to solo it if you're a somewhat normal player. I just don't know if I would necessarily recommend that, as it was a little bit difficult. The second part was very hard because you had to do this thing where you would kill Vex that were kind of spawning in everywhere, and then pick up their little bits and pieces that dropped as motes, and then you'd have to deposit them into a central unit. After you did this, you would have to go hide in a little area, kind of like Cali, and then it would blow up. There was a boss here, which I thought was the final boss of the whole mission, because I was already 20 minutes into this mission, and it's not. You have to do the moat thing 4 times with 2 boss damage phases. I wiped on, I think, the 4th phase twice. I would save a super for the second time there, because, man, things get really intense with a ton of snipers and some, not harpies, the wyverns, and it was very intense, so I would bring something that can clear rooms. I used Quicksilver Storm, just a fusion rifle from here I'm trying to level, and then the Strand machine gun. Probably better loadouts than that, but it worked well enough for me. The machine gun came in really clutch. That was really good for mob clearing and boss damage with the recent machine gun buffs, so I was happy to see how well that worked. The final fight is against none other than Brachion. We have gone back to Brachion, the reprised boss from the Pyramidion Strike, because this is an Ashen Mir thing. And that was a tough fight too. I did do it first try, but man, there were some close calls. One phase you mob clear and then bring his health down, but then he goes into his invincibility thing. It doesn't work exactly the same way. You have to once again input a code in order to bring his shield down, and then that will get you a 30-second TPS phase, and then you have to do that as many times as it takes you to get through his middle health bar, and that took me just 2 times, but it could take you longer if you're not well equipped for the TPS. And then you get to the final run around with his head cut off phase, which is horrifying because I thought he was going to kill me. I was using Strand there, which I think that was a good call because you could just use grapple and like get the hell out of there once he was charging you. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Callus fight because Callus is always charging you at the end there. And then I thought it's not over. Like the weapon doesn't drop. I'm like, oh my god, how long is this freaking mission? And then, but after that, that's like the main part is over, and then you just go through a couple more jumping parts, fight like one wyvern, and then you will end up getting the blade at the end of it. Or, well, you will go to the war table, and then you'll get the blade. Then you are given a mission, where is it? To kill Vex with this thing. As you can see, I'm going very slowly, but one thing you'll notice about this is it's craftable. So this is going to be one of those things where we run a mission multiple times, and there is a legend version of it. I do not know if I can do a solo 13... Wait, these aren't Vex. I can't kill you guys. I need to kill Vex. I genuinely don't know if I can do solo in 1830. Certainly not now. I'll have to get to at least 1815 for the minimum delta there. I don't know if it's 100% necessary to do legend like it was with Seraph Shield or not. It gives you, I'll show you, it gives you bonus crafted progression on it, so I think it will take you up in ranks faster or something, and you get a Season of Defiance weapon from this. But I don't know. I'm guessing there's probably a quest step involved here where you have to do this, so I guess we'll see. This does seem like something that may be better with the fire team, although that will, of course, increase enemy difficulty and give you a death timer. So, oh god, what's happening? So that may be a little bit difficult. It's a great mission. They really did a good job with it. I can't really speak for this thing yet. The main thing here is that the weapon fires a spread equipped with a quick draining shield. Blocking damage of the shield gradually bestows void overshields on yourself and nearby allies. This, you deal additional melee damage while protected by an overshield. Defeating targets with melee will refresh the overshield. I don't know if I love that. Like, I'm not a big fan of using the shield on glaives very much. I just think it's very boring to like sit with the shield and have it drain, and it just I'd rather just be running around smacking things. Also, I've already heard that that this perk does less damage than that new melee one, where if you get a melee kill, or so if you get a range kill, it will increase your melee damage by 30%. This one is only 20%, which is not as good. So I don't know. I don't know if the quality of this exotic overall. There are a few catalysts for it. One is Grave Robber, so that's a great thing to have on a glaive, obviously, as anyone with Lubray's Ruin knows. And then there are two other perks that might be new. I didn't recognize them, but they're both about blocking things with the shield. So I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not a big shield person, so this may not be my cup of tea. And if you're playing solo, you're not generating an overshield for your teammates. So I don't know if this is going to be disruption failed, Vex incoming. It's like one of those secret things on the map here. I don't know what's happening. But the mission itself is great. I will rerun it just for, I assume there's probably a pinnacle attached to it. And I think it will be a lot of fun to use different loadouts and different strategies now that I actually know what the deal is and what this is. But very, very well done by Bungie here. This was kind of a true, I mean, it got discovered right away, but it was like a true secret. I had seen Vexcalibur in data mines before, I think, but I didn't know what it was attached to. I thought it was a Lightfall mission, because that's like the most Lightfall-ass looking weapon I've ever seen in my life. But it is instead attached to Season of Defiance, so it is the exotic mission for the season, even though they are kind of one and the same. I have to go carry this over here and not get blown up. Oh wow, look at it on my back. Yet another huge glaive here. What happened to it? I guess the timer ran out. But yeah, so that is the mission. Go get it, go do it. Maybe grab a fire team unless you are very confident about your abilities, because it does get pretty dicey, and one death will wipe you on most of the tougher segments there, and those segments are very long with all this code inputting and stuff like that. But Yeah, let me know what you think of it. And I feel like there's already some secrets in there. There's like some immune cubes I couldn't shoot, which maybe you have to use the glaive for it now. But we will see what all that's about in the full process of unlocking things for the glaive. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Take care.